know that feeling, don't you? You settle into your favorite chair, maybe with a cup of tea and a good book, and the hours just melt away. It feels cozy, safe, and comfortable. But then, when you finally try to stand up, there's a stiffness, an ache, maybe even a twinge you didn't expect. It's like your body is protesting. And if you've noticed this happening more often as the years go by, especially after reaching your 70s, you're not alone. Many of us fall into the pattern of sitting more as we age. Perhaps we're less active than we used to be. Maybe we have some aches or pains that make movement feel challenging. Or maybe it just seems like the natural thing to do. Slow down. Rest more. But here's a surprising, and frankly, a little bit painful truth: that comfortable chair, that extra hour spent sitting, is quietly, subtly, doing something significant to the very foundation of your body, your bones. It's a reality that can lead to fragility, a higher risk of unexpected breaks, and a loss of the independence we all cherish. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's a simple secret, a gentle adjustment, that can make a world of difference. It's not about running marathons or spending hours in a gym. It's about understanding what your bones truly need from you, especially in this season of life, and giving it to them in small, manageable ways. In this video, we're going to uncover exactly what happens to your bones when you sit for long stretches after 70, and more importantly, we'll explore some practical, easy-to-adopt ways you can counteract those effects and help keep your bones strong and resilient. Stay with me, because we'll look at why movement is so crucial and simple steps you can take right now to protect your bone health. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. So, let's really dig into what's going on inside your body when you spend extended periods sitting, particularly once you're past that wonderful milestone of 70 years young. Think of your bones not as solid, unchanging pillars, but as living, dynamic tissues. Just like your muscles, they constantly remodel themselves. There are special cells called osteoblasts that build new bone tissue, and other cells called osteoclasts that break down old bone tissue. This constant balancing act keeps your bones strong and healthy throughout life. However, this process is significantly influenced by the forces applied to your bones when you stand, walk, climb stairs, or even just shift your weight. You're putting stress on your bones. This stress, or load, signals to those bone-building osteoblast cells that it's time to get to work. It encourages them to lay down new bone material, making your bones denser and stronger. Now, consider what happens when you sit for hours on end. The load on your bones, particularly in your legs, hips, and spine, is dramatically reduced. Instead of those beneficial forces stimulating bone growth, there's a relative lack of activity. It's like telling the bone-building cells to take a long, extended break. If this happens occasionally, it's not a major issue. But if it becomes a consistent pattern, hours spent sitting each day, day after day, week after week, the balance between bone breakdown and bone building starts to tip in the wrong direction. The osteoclasts, the cells that break down bone, might continue their work at a certain pace, but the osteoblasts aren't getting the signal to build new bone tissue as efficiently. The result, a gradual loss of bone density. This is what we commonly refer to as osteoporosis, a condition where bones become weaker, more porous, and more brittle, increasing the risk of fractures. Imagine a sponge. When it's full of water, it feels substantial. When you squeeze the water out, it becomes lighter and more fragile. Bone density is a bit like that. Sitting for long periods is like letting that bone sponge gradually dry out and become less dense. This is particularly concerning after age 70 because the natural process of bone loss accelerates slightly as we age anyway. So, prolonged sitting adds insult to injury, speeding up a process that is already happening. Another thing that happens when you sit too much is that the circulation in your lower body can be reduced. Good blood flow is essential for delivering the nutrients and oxygen that bone cells need to function optimally. Sluggish circulation means these vital building blocks aren't getting to the bone tissue as effectively, further hindering the bone remodeling process. Think about how you feel after sitting for a long time. Stiffness. Maybe a dull ache. That's not just your muscles complaining. It's your joints and bones reacting to the lack of movement. Your body is designed to move, to bear weight. When it doesn't get that signal regularly, the systems that maintain bone health start to underperform. So, the painful reality is that while sitting offers rest, too much of it, especially in our later years, actively contributes to weakening our bones. It's not just a passive state, it's an active deterrent to bone strength. This weakness makes everyday activities riskier. A simple stumble that a person with healthy bones might walk away from could result in a serious fracture, like a hip fracture, which can dramatically impact independence and quality of life. But, and this is the crucial part, the good news is that you have the power to influence this. It's not irreversible, and small changes can make a significant difference. The most fundamental way to counteract the effects of too much sitting is incredibly simple. Almost deceptively simple: break up your sitting time with movement. It sounds basic, but its impact on your bone health is profound. Every 30 minutes, or at the very least every hour, try to stand up. Just stand up. That simple act sends a signal to your bones. Then, take a few steps. Walk to the kitchen for a glass of water. Walk to the window and look outside. Walk to the bathroom. Even just standing in place and gently shifting your weight from one foot to the other can help. These short bursts of activity might seem insignificant, but they add up throughout the day. They provide those crucial moments of weight-bearing that tell your bones they are needed, that they need to stay strong. Think of it as mini workouts for your bones scattered throughout your day. You don't need special equipment or clothing. You just need the awareness to notice how long you've been sitting and the motivation to get up. Set a timer if you need a reminder, or tie it to things you already do. Every time a commercial comes on, or every time I finish a chapter, or every time I finish a cup of tea. Find a rhythm that works for you. This isn't just about preventing bone loss, it's also about maintaining muscle strength and balance, which are also affected by prolonged sitting and are crucial for preventing falls. When you stand up and walk, you engage muscles that help support your bones and joints. Stronger muscles provide better support, and better balance means you're less likely to fall in the first place. We've talked about what happens inside your bones when you sit for too long, and the absolute necessity of breaking up that sitting time with simple standing and short walks. But there's more we can do to support our bones and counteract the effects of inactivity. It goes beyond just interrupting sitting. It involves actively incorporating movement that puts a little more positive stress on the bones. One of the best types of activity for bone health is weight-bearing exercise. Now, before you picture lifting heavy barbells, let's define what that means in a way that's friendly and achievable for us. Weight-bearing exercise is simply anything that forces your body to work against gravity while standing. Walking is a fantastic example we've already touched on. If you can manage it. A brisk walk, where your heart rate goes up a little and you feel like you're making an effort, is even better. Even walking around your home or garden counts. Aim for consistency. Maybe it's a 10 or 15-minute walk once or twice a day. If getting outside is difficult, walking in place while holding onto a sturdy chair or counter is also beneficial. The key is that your legs and spine are supporting your body weight. Beyond walking, there are other forms of movement that are incredibly helpful. Dancing, for example, is not only fun but is excellent for bone health because it involves varied movements and bearing your own weight. Gentle forms of exercise like Tai Chi or Qigong are wonderful because they combine weight-bearing with balance and flexibility, which are vital for preventing falls. Even something as simple as walking up and down a single step a few times, holding onto a railing for safety, can provide a beneficial load on your leg bones. Another crucial element often overlooked is gentle resistance exercise. This doesn't mean joining a powerlifting competition. It means activities that cause your muscles to work against some form of resistance, whether it's your own body weight, resistance bands, or light hand weights like soup cans. When muscles contract, they pull on the bones they are attached to. This pulling action is another powerful signal to the bone-building cells to get to work. Simple resistance exercises you can do at home include standing up and sitting down from a chair without using your hands or using them as little as possible. Wall push-ups, standing and pushing against a wall. Or holding light weights, even just a can of beans in each hand while doing arm movements like bicep curls or shoulder presses. Again, start small and focus on form over quantity. Even doing these simple exercises a few times a week can make a difference. Consult with a doctor or a physical therapist if you're unsure where to start or have specific health concerns. They can guide you on what's safe and effective for you. Think about incorporating movement into your daily routine in creative ways, instead of always using the closest chair. Maybe sometimes sit on a slightly less comfortable one that encourages you to shift position more often. If you're watching television, get up during commercials. If you're talking on the phone, stand up and pace. If you have stairs in your home and feel safe using them, make an extra trip or two up and down each day. Using the handrail. It's about changing the default from prolonged stillness to incorporating regular, gentle motion. Each time you choose to stand instead of sit, to walk a little further, or to do a few simple movements, you are actively investing in the strength and resilience of your bones. This investment pays dividends in mobility, stability, and ultimately, your ability to continue doing the things you love independently. These simple, consistent actions are powerful tools in your hands to combat the bone-weakening effects of sitting too much. Now that we've explored what happens to your bones from prolonged sitting and looked at the power of integrating simple movement, standing, and gentle exercises into your daily life, let's bring everything together and reinforce just how impactful these seemingly small changes can be. We talked about how sitting reduces the essential load on your bones, effectively telling those bone-building cells to slow down, leading to potential bone density loss and increased fragility. We also discussed how breaking up sitting time with just standing or short walks every hour provides those crucial signals your bones need to stay strong. And we touched on adding simple weight-bearing activities like walking and gentle resistance exercises to further stimulate bone growth and improve muscle support and balance. The takeaway here isn't that you should never sit down or that rest isn't important. Of course it is. Rest is vital for recovery and overall well-being. The key is balance. It's about recognizing the cumulative effect of prolonged sitting and actively choosing to counter it with regular, achievable movement throughout your day. Think of your bones as needing encouragement. They respond to the demands you place on them. When you challenge them gently and consistently through movement, they respond by becoming stronger. It's a beautiful feedback loop, and it's never, ever too late to start sending these positive signals to your bones, even if you feel your bones aren't as strong as they once were. Incorporating more movement now can help slow down further loss and even improve density to some degree. Beyond just the physical act of movement, remember that supporting your bone health also involves other factors like getting enough calcium and vitamin D. These are the building blocks, and movement is the architect that uses those blocks effectively. Simple dietary changes like including dairy products, leafy greens, or fortified foods can help with calcium intake. Spending a little time in the sun each day safely or considering a supplement can help with vitamin D, which is essential for calcium absorption. But even with perfect nutrition, your bones still need that physical stimulus from movement to utilize those nutrients effectively. So, movement is really the cornerstone. It might feel challenging at first, especially if you're used to a more sedentary routine, or if you experience pain. Start incredibly small. If standing every 30 minutes feels like too much, start by standing every hour. If walking around the house for 5 minutes feels like a lot, start with 1 minute. Celebrate these small victories. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Build gradually. Listen to your body. And don't be afraid to adjust your approach. This journey towards stronger bones and greater mobility is about empowering yourself. It's about taking control of something that might feel out of your hands as you age. Every time you choose movement over prolonged sitting, you are making a conscious decision to invest in your independence, your ability to stay active with loved ones, and your overall quality of life. It's about maintaining the freedom to move comfortably, to pursue your hobbies, and to simply navigate your day with confidence. Don't let the prospect of potential bone weakness cause anxiety. Instead, feel empowered by the simple, accessible actions you can take starting today. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it will respond positively to these efforts. Remember, small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness. What are your biggest challenges with staying active throughout the day? Or what are some clever ways you incorporate movement into your routine? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing helps everyone. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who could benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos aimed at helping you live your best life at every age. Thank you for watching, and remember, your bones are worth moving for. Keep moving, stay strong, and live your best life.